That's fine with me.
We could have started
All I
right
gotta
now.
say is,
We could start in like 2
Wad is
minutes.
a bitch.
That would have helped if I was recording. That would have been very cool. That would have been very funny if I was recording. Only if, though. Only if.
It's ifs and if.
Ifs and ifs and whens and whens. Here, you know what? I will put it back up just so we can get started. Is everyone here and everyone ready? Stop with the soundboard.
I think
I
we should talk
guess.
about. I think we should
talk
talk
how
about the
Thunder
most
Bay is going to
impactful.
surprise the league.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They got their first dub.
They did.
That's
Before we get
exciting.
into it, let's do our fun little introductions because I have been recording and I have gotten everything, including
God.
your little insult at the beginning. But
Wad, you're still a bitch.
well, that's fair. Evil, knock it with the soundboard. Nothing to say. Nothing to say
Awkward.
for your actions.
Well, you took away his soundboard.
I should.
On a real note, though,
I should
we're
mute
not a
his
soundboard cast.
No, I hate the soundboard. If I add
Hey,
a soundboard,
wake
it's
up.
a post. All right, none of that. None of that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Wad. I am joined here by the lovely Eric Sosa, Greg Evil, and Silver Tarandus. Say hello, gentlemen.
Yo,
Will you shut the fuck up?
Whoa!
Come on, man. That's
Sorry,
crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Scrap it, restart.
No, we keep on rolling and we deal with it. There you go. Welcome back to the Fourth
that
Line
was loud.
Podcast, where we talk all things SMJHL and SHL, as well as a little bit of shenanigans here and there. This week we've got a couple of things to talk about. We've got some fun things to go about and start seeing and talking about. Mr. Greg Evil, as we always do, you are our stats guy. Would you like to take us away?
I lost my sheet. There it is.
Wow, this guy,
Wow.
Mr. Prepared, everybody.
Hey, Mr. Prepared.
Last one in the spreadsheet. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Let me get everything reloaded. I was eating chill.
This
So
guy.
anyway, Thunder Bay got their first dub.
Yeah,
That was
Thunder Bay got their.
exciting.
Well, let's
You know what?
let's take a quick deep dive down the past week of Thunder Bay's.
It's been a very fun
season?
starting of the season for Thunder Bay.
So I think we all definitely thought that they would be mid tier, if not top quarter,
in a much
probably.
better position than they are in now. That's to say
Well,
the least.
Yeah, so I mean, they started off strong, only losing 6-1 to St. Louis.
Mhm.
Then a
Could have been
little bit
worse.
little bit closer ratio wise, 8-2 lost to Vancouver.
Yep.
So we're already at 14, minus 11 goal differential.
Mhm.
Then the game happened, and this is
Yeah.
the game that happened, and I swore something was wrong with everything under the sun. The two goalies for Thunder Bay combined for a grade of 9. That's adding their two grades together, or game rating together. They had a 9.
Yeah, here, give me just a moment. I'm
Well,
gonna
when
go
you
ahead and
allow 18
this up
goals in
here.
a single game,
Yeah.
Yeah, so take it-
Tends to happen.
So let's all just take a look at the table real quick. After the first official week of the SHL, there's a couple teams that are doing better than we thought they would. Couple teams that are doing worse. Starting at the top of the table, we've got Kelowna, we got Quebec, St. Louis in third place. Huge, by the way. Carolina, Vancouver, Yukon Malamutes. That's kind of surprising. Maine, Colorado, Great Falls Grizzly at a 9th position, which is really, really good, with a positive goal differential. We also have Newfoundland in 10th, Ottawa, Detroit, San Diego, Anchorage, Nevada, and then the one that's kind of stumping us all here at a lovely 2 points, Thunder Bay. So I want to talk with our resident player from Thunder Bay, Blitzen. Tell us a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes. What's going on?
It's a league-wide conspiracy. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
We are being sabotaged by FHM 10.
Mm.
I think that this new simulation is a fraud, and we should go back to the old one. No, but seriously, it's a new sim that we're trying to work out some new lines, and honestly, clearly things did not work out this time around. But better to experiment in the early part of the season because everyone in the SMJHL makes the playoffs. So figure out what doesn't work, find out what does work, and we'll put ourselves in a pretty good position to come end of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, overall, how do you think you're doing in your season? Like, I pull up Thunder Bay. I'm looking at the skaters here. Um, oh, if it will load, there we go. Yeah, and you know what? I'll pull this back up as well, so you gentlemen can see what I'm looking at here. I'm just looking at the overall ratings of everyone. I'll search by position here. When we take a look at our wingers here, we've got you down here. What are you thinking? How are you doing so far? And you know, let's put you on blast. Let's take a look at your stats so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, 5 goals, 2 assists for a total of 7 points through 15. It's not exactly where I want to be. I think I'm projected right now to hit 30-ish points by the end of season, which is a little bit lower than, the start of the year. But with the stumble out of the gate we have, I think we'll be able to turn things around. Honestly, I've got more goals than I was expecting to have by this point, but being able to kind of help uh produce while we try and find our footing is working out pretty well.
Yeah, and now
You got almost 20%.
my final question for you while we've got you under the spotlight here. Do you think you're going to surpass goals and assists this season, or do you think you're going to kind of just stagnate around the same area?
I mean, I've got less time this season to really produce that level of, that I was producing last year, but I think I might take a small hit to, goals and assists produced this year, but I think I'll be in a good spot come, next year. I think I'll be able to produce a lot more.
Yeah, there you
Honestly,
go.
I'm hoping to produce more goals and assists than I did last season, but if I don't, hey, at least I'll put it as close as I can.
Yeah, right on. That's what we like to hear. So overall, we see Thunder Bay in this rut. Do we think Thunder Bay is going to get out of this rut anytime soon, or is this something that we're going to continue seeing going into the next week?
Mm, I think we'll definitely pull it around next week. I think we're gonna have more than one win.
Good. Right on.
Uh, yeah, I think start of the season is always a bit difficult. I think nobody really knows how to play with any of the new guys. Everyone's got to build chemistry together. So I think taking this time at the start of the season to really build that chemistry instead of trying to get first in the standings, I think is going to help us out in the long run.
Yeah. Right on, right on. And that has been our little deep dive into Thunder Bay. Now, that's just one team that's kind of throwing everyone for a loop or kind of surprising everybody so far this season. I want to hear what you guys are thinking in terms of teams that are kind of surprising. I mean, besides Thunder Bay, we've already touched on them. What team is doing better than expected? What team is not doing better than expected? What team do we really want to highlight and talk about here? And I think one team comes to mind when I'm thinking, and I think it might be the same for you there, Greg.
The teams in second and third.
Teams in second and third. I was actually thinking of Great Falls. Great Falls is kind of making a push now, doing a little bit better.
So I'm me and my analytical stuff.
Mhm.
Great Falls is actually below roughly where they should be based on their performance versus the rest of the league.
Mhm.
The one team that's really shocking on the other side of the coin, Kelowna's far and away the number one team.
Oh,
So it's not much of it. Actually, Vancouver is right behind them in terms of skill. So it's a coin flip between those two. But San Diego, sitting there in 13th, has the arguable number 3 team in terms of player performance,
Mhm.
is a huge shock for me. Like, they should be maybe within 5 points of Kelowna, and they're sitting down there with 12.
Now, do we know if all their players are active, or do we know what's going on with them, or are they just kind of?
I think it's going to be the same thing that's happening to Thunder Bay, where it's just a new sim. Things aren't working like they did last season,
Mhm.
and needing to find out what to do to make things start working. Because on paper, they're the number 3 team.
Yep.
Um, their leading goal scorer has only 7 points. Their leading point getter is only 13.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, That's. I mean, I don't know if they're just focusing on defense or whatnot, but like Cauliflower Pizza's their starter. They're a good goalie.
Mhm.
They were a good goalie last season. Um, their max TPE at 425. I mean, definitely can tell they're active, but for some reason they're just there's no offense to really help on the defensive side. I mean, they're only a -16, but they also only have 43 goals scored, which is second lowest only, or sorry, third lowest only to Thunder Bay and Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
But the goalies are bailing them out with they only have allowed 59 goals. That's
This
like
is
top
true.
8.
Now,
So they should not be all the way down there.
now with San Diego, do you think it's a case of the lines are all wrong, or do you think it's a case of they're still trying to learn the new 10 system that we're using here, as opposed
I
to old Gen 8?
I mean,
Kind of hard to
I'm
tell.
just doing a quick look at their roster. They only have one inactive that I can see that's like blatantly obvious.
Mhm.
So it's hard. I don't think it's going to be anything like with an inactivity thing. They have the players. Our favorite player that got drafted, brain fluid explosions on that team.
Yeah.
Um, I I mean,
Who's the inactive player?
Who is their
uh,
inactive? Yeah. Curious on that.
their player name is Joshua Martin.
Joshua Martin.
He's on the
Uh,
third line. But
he
what
is
I
yeah,
think,
he's their lowest player.
what I think is going on is their defense.
Yeah. Let's
For
take a look at their defense real quick, and I'll pull up their
Quay Rule,
positional stats.
he's their top defenseman, right? And he's sitting on the third line.
He's their number 3 defenseman.
But I'm just looking at it because he was in. This is his fourth season.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking.
You're looking at San Diego, right? The
Nope.
title?
Yeah. No, I was looking at the 4-on-4 for some reason. I was like, why is there not a third line? Maybe that's
Oh.
part of the problem. Um,
You
Yo,
know,
imagine
let's
not
start by
playing the third
looking
line.
at. Let's start by
yeah.
looking at
Imagine
their
not
I mean,
playing
I
a whole
understand.
roster.
I mean, I totally understand with having some of your better players on like the back lines, just so you can even everything out. But
One thing I
I'm
will
just
say that right defenseman that they have on that line is a forward.
Seymour.
Seymour.
Seymour
Seymour's a forward.
is a forward playing as a
Oh,
right
you're
defenseman.
right. Yeah, look at that. Last season, they went 9-15.
Or did they
Seeing-
switch?
They might have switched. Now, let's see. Is there a way
He's
to take a look
listed
at their
on
stats?
the analyzer as a forward, so I would like to think that he
Back
definitely has
in-
a lot more offensive skills than defensive skills.
Yeah, back in season 1, they were playing as a right wing for Battleborn. And then
Wow, season 1, he's been around for a while.
season 81.
I heard season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1, yep.
This geezer is 80 years old.
Almost 15 years. Yeah, no, his stats, the only things that have been bumped up were getting open and passing. All of his defensive stuff is 10, only 11 strength, 11 speed, 11 balance, 11 acceleration. And he doesn't look very active. He's only got up 9 TPE since last season. So it could just be a bit of 2 inactives, and they filled in a gap instead of releasing him.
Mhm.
They just pushed him over to the wing and put one of their veterans that could probably I mean, he's still below cap in key rule, excuse me. At 368, it looks like he hasn't really bumped up at all this season. Yeah, he hasn't put a point in since last season.
Wow, that's
So what it
unfortunate.
seems like is that
Inactivity.
this club is just very inactive.
Yeah,
Well,
they got 3 inactives.
Yeah, 3 inactives. If I was the GM of San Diego, and I mean, this is me just talking out of my ass here because I'm gonna do that when it comes to pretending to be a GM. If I was one of them, I'd take a look at the inactives list or the people who didn't get drafted, because we found out a couple weeks ago when we did the first episode of the podcast, there were a couple people from our draft who did not end up with a team. So if you go ahead and you take a look to see who's inactive and doesn't have, or see who is active and doesn't have a team, and see if they're willing to pull up weight a little bit more and hop onto the team and kind of help you out there. Now, I know there's not a big pool of players that you could pick from, so you're kind of looking weird from position to position, but I bet someone who doesn't have a team is willing to change their position a little bit. Spend a couple $1 million just to go ahead and get a player in, like get a player active. I think maybe they'd be willing to, or at least I would be willing to. Swap your position around a little bit. Just
swap out those 80 TPE you can each season and do what's needed for the team.
Right.
Suddenly you become active, and suddenly you're happy because your numbers are going up, and that's what we all care about, our numbers.
Exactly. If I'm at San Diego, my number one thing is make sure everyone's active. I mean, that's it. That's really it. There's a Discord server. Everyone's got a Discord server. Talk with your team. See who's active. See who's inactive, and then go from there. It's literally just as simple as messaging your teammate, messaging your player, and just saying, "Hey, do you plan on still playing, or do you plan on falling off or dropping out?" And most people are going to be honest with you. Like, people are going to be honest with you. They're not just going to forget about you.
Or they just don't respond, and then you know what the answer is.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Give them 3 business days. If you don't hear back from them, all right. What was.
Because in all honesty, I do think there's a lot of. I don't know for sure, but I can only imagine there's quite a few people that actually want to play that are just not in a club.
And now that raises something for me as well here. How many people are on a team and inactive, but they were active for so long that they have such high TPE, and it leaves the people who are below them and like semi-active, and they can't get a lot of TPE? How many of those people are inactive and just taking up a top spot on a line? Like, it'd be cool to kind of take a deep dive around the league and like really see who has been active, who has been inactive.
If I had,
I do believe the rule is that to be active for 30 days. After 30 days, they're considered inactive.
Oh, I see. So how do they track that? Just by who's on the website, or?
Yeah, it's the activity checks.
Oh,
those activity checks that give you your TPE.
Aha.
That's, are you active?
If
you're not doing those, you start going inactive, and after 30 days, you're labeled as officially inactive. That actually almost happened with the player in the World Juniors, where I picked him up, and then I was like, oh, do I have to literally replace him, or with somebody who is active?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's how it is. Looking at I went way too far. Specifically the World Junior teams, which it would be.
We still have World Juniors content to talk about. This
is
crazy.
Not World Juniors. I'm not sorry. Just the juniors teams.
Juniors. Gotcha.
I would say there's probably one player from the '79 draft. That would be inactive. He's only got 260 TPE, so very low. Season 80. Maybe 4 or 5 players that are on teams.
Mm-hmm.
Season 81, at least 2. Actually, probably only 2. So that would be the season before we came in, I believe.
Yeah.
Only about 2. And from our draft class, which I literally have to scroll because there's so many of us still.
Mm-hmm.
What's our TPE around, like 400?
It should be
most of our earners.
For us, it should be. Are you talking about cap, or are you talking about
just earn TPE? Like, how many do we all have so far since we started?
I think I'm at 370.
I'm currently sitting at, and sorry, just give me a moment.
I'm a dummy. I can literally just look at the sheet, and you're right there. Yeah,
I was gonna say I'm sitting at 404 right now.
Yeah, Sosa's 362. I mean,
I'm at 368, I believe.
So I know, like, for example, like Lionel Messi is active.
Yeah,
he's at 327. Paul Mistinet's active at 327. So I mean, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 are inactive.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
just
looking
from our draft class? Just
from our draft class. Oh. But our draft class was 121 people.
This is true. If you're active out of 121, if you're active 111, I feel like we're doing okay. Hey yo, shout out to our class. We're chilling.
Well, I'm just looking at people who are on teams. I'm not looking at people who are not on teams either. Yeah, strictly players that are on a team. Maybe 8 from our class, and then from the most recent one, I would honestly say maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Gotcha.
So
okay.
I was I was on in the New England server today, and we have a town crier that tells us if you earn TPE or not.
Yep.
I did my season 81 midseason survey,
Yeah.
and my name is not on the list. So I wonder if that's happened before.
Where they've just like you've just been missed for TPE.
Maybe.
I've wondered that as well because like there's someone who checks every single response. This isn't an automated thing. This is a someone is going through and checking every single thing. That's why jobs exist around the league. They're paying people to go around and do this. What happens
I
with
wonder.
human error? There's probably been a couple of people who have missed out on TPE because every now and then I'm looking at what I've earned and like the things that I've done, and every now and then I'm like, oh, I could have swore I'd done this. Maybe I didn't do it, but who knows? I mean, that's
I
actually
mean,
that's a fun thought.
we
Is
have a checklist for a reason. That's how I know I get stuff done.
yeah,
Is that that there's nothing there.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah, it was
send it
just
to
something.
you. I'm just curious. Do you have something like? I'm gonna send it to you if you have something like this. I'm not sending it to you, Wad, because it has my players on it.
yeah.
But where are you, Smalls? Do you have anything from that bot that's pulling that up that shows you didn't do something? Like from the TPE bot itself?
I have, and every time that's popped up, I went and got it done.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Oh, there. You're gonna have to have your own separate deep dive to figure out everything that you did and you didn't get credit for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Speaking
deep
of
dives.
deep dive, let's take another deep dive because I feel like
Uh-oh.
we've just been rambling and rambling and rambling about we're slowly going off topic but staying really on topic. You know what I mean? Uh, we're still talking about SMJHL here. Let's talk about individual performance because we kind of glanced on it a little bit earlier when we were talking about Thunder Bay and we were talking with Blitz in here. Let's take a look at Sosa. We'll take a look at Evil, and then we'll take a look at myself. But let's see how is everyone doing so far this season. Like, how do we think we are performing individually?
Wad, why don't you
I'm
start?
You want me? Okay, all right, yeah. I'll start. Let
Oh,
me
okay.
let me go ahead and pull up my stats here. So we're gonna start by taking a look at, and I'll pull down the slide there. There we are. Taking a look at Vancouver. I have it set by points. Who's got the most positive points? I think so far for Dr. Wad, I'm doing fantastic. I'm currently tied for third position in Vancouver on positive points. But I mean, so far, I'm already on pace to completely surpass myself from last season. Like, if you're taking a look here, so far, I've got 6 goals. I'm 2 away from meeting my tally. And then I've currently got 10 assists. I'm 18 away. And with how I've been rolling, because I've already gotten 2 1 stars for Vancouver this season, I think I got a 2 star as well. Um, but all in all, I think I'm just doing much better now that I have a concrete position and I'm playing a little bit more. In fact, I want to jump back to Vancouver. I want to take a look at the lines and see where I'm starting. So I'm not first line. I'm not second line. Third line. Okay, that makes sense. I'm
You're
still
third
third
line
line.
still?
Yeah, I'm third.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn, I mean, I guess that just goes to show how stacked your team is,
I
right?
know. Yeah, so
Yeah, just
I
a little.
am taking just a little bit. I mean, I've got two. Like, I'm playing center now. I'm no longer a left wing playing center. So I'm going up against people who have been in the league a little bit longer than me. Like taking a look at River here, they're a season 79, and then if I take a look at No Cheddar here, they are a season 80. So next season, once River graduates, I'm immediately bumped to second line, and then the
Are
following
they
season,
80?
once Cheddar, no, this is Cheddar. We're at Cheddar now. Cheddar's at 80.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's a season 80 weird because it's showing on the other sheet that he's an 81.
Nope, he's an 80. And then, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no. So, yeah, River, 79, 80, 81, 82. They graduate next season. And then, so my
The sheet is
competition
not
is
correct.
slowly starting to peter out here, which is crazy for Cheddar because Cheddar has been playing right defense for the past 2 seasons, and now they're a center. So I wonder what's going on there. I'll talk to Cheddar a little bit later, see kind of what's going on there. But jumping back to the original question, how do I think I'm doing so far this season? I think I'm doing great. I can't complain. Overall, very happy with the way Coach Weebs has been playing me and how Shawnee has been using my player. So overall, very happy.
Malls.
I am
Sosa.
underperforming.
No, you're not.
I really do feel like it. From an individual game by game basis, I feel like I'm more an offensive player than anything defense.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look. Let me pull up your stats real quick. Let's take a look here. So, in comparison to last season, I mean, you're already blazing away. Like, you're already blazing how you're doing much better in terms of plus or minus. Like, you take a look at this last season, you finished at minus 30. Right now, you're at a plus
Yeah.
9.
That's more for the team, though.
Well, yeah. That's
Yeah,
so
of course,
much
that's the
better
team,
this
but-
season than last season.
Here, let's take a look. CF is the one we're looking at, right?
What?
What's the?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're
Corsi
diving
4.
into like Corsi stuff. Oh,
Yeah, might as
man.
well take a look here.
Let me find just so I can see what you're looking at. So you're looking at advanced.
Either way,
PDO's
because
good,
I-
and Corsi 4 percentage is probably the one that I like to use.
Yeah.
The CF percentage.
CF percentage. Yeah. I mean, overall, you're doing statistically, you're doing slightly better than last
Statistically,
season.
he's doing much better.
Well, yeah.
13% higher Corsi 4 percentage, and
I'm
13%
comparing-
on the Fenwick.
I'm comparing myself from playoff form rather than regular season.
Playoff form
is a
mean-
completely different beast.
So,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna-
so, because that was my last sim, and even in WJC, I just feel like I was doing so much better. Like, I feel like I'm more of an offensive player than I'm playing on defense.
So I will say this: in the World Juniors, we played you you were very defensive minded. We actually played you as a crease clearing defender, so you were really not in the offensive play much, which is why you actually had so many more block shots than any other stat. And I mean, it worked. I'm not gonna say it.
Evil,
but,
you can toot your own horn.
yeah, toot your own
What?
horn there, buddy. Go for it.
What? I was
Just do
trying
it. I know. But you made
What?
that happen. Toot your own horn.
I didn't make that
Toot-
happen.
toot-
I can't take much credit for that. I had somebody helping me figure out the whole system.
Then who can take the credit, huh?
Then who? You
Huh?
know what? The players can take the credit. The
Yeah, the
players
players.
are the
Because
heroes.
you built yourself in a way where you were utilized properly and you performed amazing.
Eric Sosa
Yeah.
built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yes,
Literally.
I
don't
still think you're doing much better this season than last season in every aspect.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if you don't see yourself doing good, I mean, let us hype you up because you're doing really, really well. Like, we're seeing Eric Sosa more on the board than we are last season. Last season, when we were
Like,
watching
right-
games by games, we were like, "Where's Sosa? Oh, there's a penalty. That's where Sosa is." Now we're seeing Sosa around the board a little bit more. You know.
Yep, Sosa
the
fought
thi-
somebody finally.
Did I get in
No.
a fight?
No,
Oh.
nobody has yet.
But what I'm saying though is like, I have the lowest block shots on the squad.
Mhm.
There my hits definitely went up, but I'm still one of the more lowest ones on this squad. And so that's what I'm saying though, is just like I feel like I've regressed. Maybe not regressed.
You're fifth on your team in block shots.
Yeah, still one of the lowest defensemen.
You're third for defenseman. It's just the way that you're probably being used. I would assume, like, if you're trying to compare to yourself to Jean, excuse me, they're probably being used in that position, in that crease clearing defender position, which is going to result in more block shots because there's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Like, they have 40, and then Paul Missonet has 15, and then Swiffer has 13, and you have 12.
Shout out
So, I mean,
Swiffer.
Swiffer, love you. So yeah, taking out the number one player who's probably playing in a very defensive minded position, you're like 3 off the pace.
Yeah, you're doing God's work over there for St. Louis. And I mean, it's showing off, dude. Looking at the stand, I mean, you're top of your conference. You are third overall. Like, you guys are killing it. Like, it's a very close game between you and Carolina. And I mean, Carolina has a game in hand on you. But other than that, you guys are killing it over there.
We're doing all right, but maybe it's just I expect more from myself.
Yeah, and that's never a bad thing. Never a bad thing to
Yeah,
expect
there's
more out
nothing
of someone.
wrong with that.
I mean, you're gonna outpace your scoring by like maybe 10. You're on pace for like 33 points.
Yeah, that's huge.
So
That's huge going positive.
from a defender, I think that especially um one that's hitting as much as you are now, that's kind of not a. I think that's pretty damn good.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ah, you've got it,
Like I
buddy.
said,
Hey,
Plus, you're on pace
this
for a
season's
plus
good for
six
Eric
or
Sosa.
plus 35, which is 65 better than last season.
That is, yeah. Take a look at it like
So
that. You can only be
So
better
yeah,
from last
I mean
season.
that's quite a jump. You're also on the ice less, so you factor that in too. You have about 2 minutes less ice time
Yeah.
than last season.
yeah, yeah.
Overall, you're
Unfortunate.
doing unfortunate,
Yeah,
true. I mean, overall, you're doing great, and it seems like things at St. Louis they're going like overall. It seems like everything is going well, like stat wise and position wise. I know there's a little.
Evil, you were talking about CF earlier. Is that what?
yeah, your core C4 percentage is the number I like to use as like a gauge of how well a player's doing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
Well,
It's
why don't
it's
you?
basically chances for versus chances against.
So 61.7% is
I was trying to
halfway
think of
decent.
a
I
way I can
mean,
make an
That's
inappropriate joke
high.
out of
You're
CNF, but
you're
I couldn't
number
really think of one.
you're like number one on your team with that, or number two, three. Sorry.
3.
So yeah, so basically what that means is while you're out there on during even strength, so it doesn't look at ice power play or shorthanded. Strictly when you're out there for even strength opportunities, it's the number of shots your team takes versus the number of shots your team allows. But it includes blocked shots and shots that miss. So it's literally just your raw attempts. So being at 61%, 62%, that means your opponents are getting under 40% of the shot opportunities while you're out there, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that was our little deep dive of Eric Sosa, player for the future, player for now, I should say, not a player for the future, player for now. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look over now to Mr. Greg Evil. I'm going to pull you down on the projector here, and there you are. Let's take a look. How are you doing now? How do you think you're going to do? And do you think you can keep positive form going forward?
Uh, I have no clue. The team shouldn't be in second, and obviously the stats are kind of reflecting that. The one thing that I really want to keep pace on is my hits. I'm already up to 54 on the season. Last season I only finished with 132. I'm on pace for over 200 now.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
that's looking huge for you, by the way. I mean, overall, in general, we expected you to do better than last season. Or
I
honestly,
didn't.
you didn't think so? Really?
No, this team was supposed to be third. Like we were supposed to be like below Great Falls. We were supposed to be below Thunder Bay.
There's a very big defeatist mindset over at QCC, which I think is
No,
ridiculous.
no.
No, because last season they told you not to expect to do any good things, and now
Well,
this
yeah,
season you guys are still like, oh, we're gonna do
we
so
still
bad. We're gonna
we have
do
to keep that
horrible.
so that the rookies don't be upset when we start losing because
Well, of
we.
course, yeah. I mean, you got to let the rookies know, like, hey, don't expect a title every season. Don't look at last season; we did so good.
I think I
Don't look
think
at
it's
us.
the problem is that's not what they expect. They expect us to continue this pace of um un I don't even know what to say. Like the goalies are just playing out of their mind, and we have two rookie goalies, and they're number one and number 10, I think, in goals against on the season.
Yeah,
So,
that's huge, by the way. That your rookies have been doing really well.
but from a personal standpoint, I mean, I'm on pace for almost 70 points, which is above where I wanted to be.
Hmm.
Um, I think I'm tied for the league lead in shots with 66, so I might even push potentially 300 this season,
Hmm.
which, I mean, if I could score more, it'd be cool.
Right.
Um, but I mean, yeah, it's just the whole team is really good. We have like all but four players are above 10 points, and our bottom five point getters are all defenders. So like our forwards are really stepping up um, across the board. So I
Yeah.
think that
Mhm.
it's gonna be a fun final 3 quarters
I
of the
mean,
season. But I expect us to plummet.
that is what
Honestly,
you like to see, the rookies stepping up like that.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of the rookies across the league have been doing really good.
I think last season the rookies seemed to do really good. Or this season the rookies are seeming to do really good. Of course, we still have oh god, how many more games to go? Like 50 more games to go.
On
At least 3
average,
weeks worth.
Yeah.
on average, we have 51 games left each.
Yeah, 51 games left to go. A lot can happen. I mean, overall, I think all of our teams are doing really well. I think individually we're all
Especially
doing
Thunder
really
Bay.
well.
Shout out to Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
That's a different story. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get back into it.
League-wide conspiracy,
Yeah.
Dr. Wad.
It's all right.
But remember,
I'll take it.
yo,
I'll take it.
just remember, they're on a 1-game winning streak right now.
They are. On a
If you
one-game
look at
streak.
just the last game, we are predicted to win our next 51 games. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
So I mean, 52-14 record incoming. I mean, what's
you
the
know
longest
I
win
mean,
streak?
Oh, that's
Time out.
actually fun. To say.
Let's actually shout out who they actually beat. UConn. UConn was my pick
Yeah, let's.
to be one of the best squads.
Same.
Yeah, UConn. I do want to talk about UConn, so this is a great transition into it. The Moots last season were the whipping boys. Like, they were the whipping boys. If
Yeah.
you went up against UConn, you expected to win with a
Oh,
95% chance to win. Now, dude, they're 10-6. They've got a plus 12 goal differential. Their home and away record is both 5-3. I mean, overall, dude, they're doing really, really good. And if you're a Moots player, you got to be feeling good about this season.
Some might say perfectly balanced.
Yeah,
That team is. I'm shocked at where they're at though, because like Sosa said, I thought this team was gonna be like maybe losing 1 out of every 5 to 6 games.
the Moots.
And they're
To be fair,
Yeah.
I thought UConn was going to be like where QCC and St. Louis.
I had them
Looking-
like a top 2 team.
Looking around, some of the teams that are in the positions that they are in, I was not expecting. Like, if you let's take a look. I'm gonna pull up last season's table and then we'll compare it to the current season.
This season?
Yeah.
The funny thing is looking at the teams as they currently stand in terms of like player performance, they're third from the bottom now.
Yeah. So taking a look here. Here is last season. Can you guys see it? Okay.
No,
No.
I'll be honest. No,
No, you can't. Does it look blurry or what? Can you not
it's
see?
blurry as all heck, and
It's
also
blurry as
like an eighth of the screen.
Oh, well, is what it is. You guys can look at the stats on the
Yeah,
on the
we can
website
pull
if you
it
need to. But just like kind of looking at the jump back and forth from how they're doing, it's kind of crazy. It's a little different, like, because like going back to season 81, they were in 13th. They finished 13th. Going back to 82, right now they're in 6th place. Obviously, there's a lot of games left to happen. There's on average for all the teams 51 games left to be played. A lot of hockey, a lot of pucks to be shot. But when we take a look at this, I think if you're thinking teams that could like end the league in a top 3 position or a top 5 position, UConn's there, no doubt.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think
And if you
they're
look at the if you look at the bottom 4 teams from last season, there's one clear outlier from this season.
Yes. So we had Great Falls, Detroit, St. Louis, and UConn in the last 4. You go back up, and there you go. You've got St. Louis, you got UConn,
Oh yeah.
you've got Great Falls at 9th, which is good. And then Detroit, not much is happening in Detroit. I mean, they're a little bit better off than where they
They're
finished.
not- they're not as bad as they were last season from
A statistical
another like
standpoint.
auto win.
Right, yeah.
They're not an auto like an auto win. The one thing I will say though, like we're kind of harping on how the UConn team is not where we expected them to be. They're only 2 points out of third. So,
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
not like
yeah, no, you make a good point.
Great Falls is only 4 points out of third. I mean, like the top 9 are separated by 8 points. And if you take out Kelowna, there's only 5 points between second and ninth. So
Hold on, where are you looking that you see Detroit is 3 points out of third place?
no,
Well, they-
huh?
UConn.
Oh, I'm sorry, UConn. Yep, I see
Yeah,
you there. Never mind.
UConn's 20 points, Quebec 23,
Yeah.
St. Louis 22, Carolina 22, Vancouver 22.
Gotcha. I was looking at the wrong thing here.
Also, shout out to Vancouver, the team that has completely stifled us on shootouts.
Yep. Hey, I bleed green, boys. I bleed green.
friggin' 2 back-to-back against you guys, and both went to shootouts. So
I
just
mean-
like the playoffs again.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's just how it goes. But no, I mean, overall, we've been fucking loving it at Vancouver. Apologies for the language, but that's just how it goes.
Whoa!
Yeah. Is what it is. Is what it is.
All right, I got my beeper ready now. If you do that again.
No, I will do that in post. I don't want to hear that as we talk.
This is PG-13.
Yeah,
You're allowed one.
so-
You're allowed one of those actually.
Yeah.
That's
whatever.
fucking bullshit.
Oh, now we gotta
We
I
can
don't
go through
think
and
the
fix that.
MSRP. Oh, wait, not MSRP.
Wow.
Whatever it is.
I was talking with a couple of people from, or like those who listen to the first podcast and listen to the second podcast. Every time you do something for the first time, season 1 is always the best. Anytime you do it a second time, people hate it. Now we're doing a third episode of the podcast, so it's going to be mixed reviews again. But I was talking to those who listened to both
Who
the
hated
first
it?
and the. No one hated it. I just mean, like, if you take a look, like, the first movie's always the best. The sequel is always kind of dog, and then you look at the third movie and it's kind of good sometimes.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm like talking in movies, of course, but I was talking to those who listened to the podcast so far. A lot of people like it. I asked them if they thought swearing was too much. They're like, no, it seems fine. I mean, we're mostly like most of us in this league are adults. I imagine there is a couple of kiddos jumping around, but it's not like they haven't heard the swear word. They haven't heard the word fuck before. You know what I mean?
Whoa! Now we gotta edit that.
All right, I'll take care of that in post.
God, we're up
I'll
to 3
fix it.
now.
All right. Hey, listen.
Actually,
That's
I
just
had
the
to
new-
You could make it 4.
We could
Alright.
we could make it
Yeah,
4. Don't tempt
4.
us. Blitz's got
another
one. Blitz's got one in the tank ready to go.
another 2 things I wanted to shout out with before we move on from the juniors.
Yeah.
Severin Quinn. Love the name. B, 35% shooting percentage is insane to think of
ridiculous,
from
yeah.
any person. And also shout out to the whole league. We're all very friendly this season. No fights.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yet.
Someone get pissed off. Someone throw your gloves on the ground and seek blood. I'm sick and tired of no one being angry.
Yeah, there's been no fights in this league, and
It's all cool if you're kissing in the locker room, but the second you come out of the locker room, you've got to look to break my teeth. You know? Maybe I'll
Yeah.
start instigating. I'll start looking to knock some teeth and butt some heads.
Wow. And Wad goes down before a punch is thrown.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was our SMJHL segment. Of course, it took a lot of time to get through that one. How much do we want to touch into the SHL, or do we want to talk about the big things that are happening in the SHL?
We haven't really looked much into the SHL.
Yeah, for the most part, we've been an SMJHL podcast, and we occasionally talk
because
about the
that's
SHL.
kind of where we live.
Yeah, it's kind of our
Mm-hmm.
our
One day we'll
bones
put
are.
our big boy pants on and talk about the SHL. But
Yeah,
I don't think
when,
that's going to be today.
When Grandpa Greg over here finally stops wearing diapers and puts on some real Pearson pants, then we'll jump into the SHL.
Excuse you, I have that on the list as something to discuss because I feel like we should at least, on the weekly thing.
Well,
dive
yeah, of
in
course. I mean, we do
to,
touch into it, and I do want to touch
to
into
how
it a
great
little bit
some
as well.
teams are doing and how bad some other teams are doing.
Well, do you want to lead us off? I mean, we absolutely can, and I know we will talk about it.
Yeah, we'll say that towards the end of this thing because, well, that's where they are on the standings. So,
Yeah.
Well, speak for yourself.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, no, the majors, not where Thunder Bay is.
Again, I have no idea what you guys are
Oh, you know exactly where the bottom of the standings are. Anyway,
Well, yeah. Yeah, I
Actually-
live there.
Speak. I gotta try to find something here.
So, I mean, I don't know if you actually want to pull it up, Wad, because the link is right there for you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up. Yeah, I've got the standings right here for
Yeah, so-
SHL.
Good old Atlanta. Not much of a shock, but I kind of didn't expect it to be that much of a jump. Comfortably sitting in first. They're the number one team
Yeah.
on paper. Cool.
Their away record is very impressive.
wait,
11 away games,
can
9-2 in total.
Yes.
Before we move any further, I think I want to shout out Luke. He put something in the chat, New England chat the other day.
Yeah, what do you do?
For us, and this will get us transitioned into the SHL stuff.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh boy.
Let's go to old Papa Luke have to say.
He said next podcast you do got to bring up Minnesota not finding a win yet, and he
Oh,
also said in the
yep.
same sentence, sounds like Thunder Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Luke
Taking
has
shots at
jabbed
everybody.
3 of 4 of us.
This is what I replied with. I was like, Jesus, the only person you didn't offend with that post is me. Oh,
I mean, okay.
Does he know that Silver's on Thunder
Yes.
Bay? And okay.
Yes, he knows.
All right, so let's talk about this real quick. Minnesota, 17 games in,
Hey,
not a single
we
win.
have 3 points.
That's
Okay.
two.
Sorry.
That's one more point than Thunder Bay has.
This
I will
is
give
one
them
more
credit.
point than Thunder Bay.
So we're already doing better than Thunder Bay.
Okay, but
we
let's,
don't have
let's
a team.
address this.
Yeah, we don't have a team. We
So-
just do not have a team.
All right, so yeah, I didn't know how much we were going to talk about this, but it seems like we're going to jump right into it.
I
There's
do want to say the
there has been
goal
drama in
differential
Minnesota.
is a lot different though.
So
Yeah, again, we don't have a team. So this team has, I'm trying to get it. Okay, this sheet just does not want to work for me anymore. Anyway,
the
we
team has
don't-
gone
we don't
on
have
strike.
players.
We've gone on strike essentially.
okay, hold on.
I don't want to say we, but
Yeah, well, technically,
Yeah, who's
we
we?
were there because we are part of this team, even though we're
Yeah.
still in the juniors.
we've still
so
got
I
our
don't wanna-
diapers on.
Yeah, I'm not going to dive too far into what did happen, but we'll just comfortably say that if you somehow didn't see it in the forums, Cord is now our GM after replacing Eddie after he left.
Is that confirmed? Is he staying GM? or
Cord is going to be the GM, and he has brought back Waters as the not even the co-GM. He labeled him. Let me get the exact. Oh, he moved everything around. Now I'm just sad.
Yeah.
I gotta find it real quick.
There's a mess in
he labeled him as
Minnesota.
GM partner. No, he's just moving all the channels around, so it's gotta find where things are now.
So
So he's technically the co-GM, but the idea is Waters did begin the process of rebuilding this team that has apparently been in a rebuild for like a lot of their life.
the
time.
Buffalo Sabres.
No,
Yes.
San Jose Sharks. I think we're at. Although San Jose did make the playoffs more
Yeah,
recently.
San Jose has done more than the Buffalo Sabres as of recent.
Yeah, but not the past 2 seasons. Anyway, yeah, Minnesota. I mean, it's massive rebuild. The goalies are basically, I think, 2 rookies, if I remember right.
SMJHL rookies or rookies to the SHL?
No. They have like rookie-esque stats. Like our goalies are currently a 705 TPE and a 413 TPE.
Yes. So you know what, we were talking about this a little bit. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled up Minnesota stats here.
Oh no, I haven't even looked at these.
Yeah, these are let's
Those
start.
are numbers.
Yes, these are numbers. Oh boy, these are numbers. In terms
like to-
of the best plus minus ratio, we got Turtle Bob, who has only played 3 games but is at a -2.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
can't use the people who've only played 3 games because
Right.
they just got brought on
Let's-
the team. So
let's
let's
take
look
a
at
look
the
at
guys with
GP.
17.
Yeah, we've got
I just want to throw it out there. Scary Jerry, he's regressing, and that's why his is getting lowered.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Your guys'
regressing.
he's
Yes.
he's regressing because of age, right?
Yes.
That's okay. That's something I didn't know about. Players, once they get older, they start to regress. That's actually a really
Yes,
cool
they
feature.
have-
That makes sense. They have an aging
You
feature
have
in this.
to lose points or a certain amount of TP each season.
Oh,
You can
goodness.
It's
regain them,
percentage.
but you have to drop a certain amount
Yeah.
of points at the
Yeah,
beginning
it's
of the
based
season.
on percentage.
Yeah,
I think
Mhm.
Scary Jerry is. I'm not sure if they're inactive or just possibly
See.
going into retirement, but
it could
yeah,
it could
he-
be possible they're going into retirement. I mean, they've been around since season 74, brought up into Minnesota. They've been doing relatively okay by the looks of it. They did well. Actually, I don't know goalkeeper stats too much in here. I'll pull it back up.
7 wins in 53 games is not good usually.
Well, no. I'm taking a look like their past record. Like 13-6, 19-6, 13-10, 18-10, 16-16.
Yep, and then they joined Minnesota,
And yes, Minnesota was the first off season for Jerry.
and then
there.
it just kind of went downhill
Just
percentage wise.
kinda-
It just kept
yeah.
getting worse, and the goals against kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, 0-12 right
s-
now is a little unfortunate.
Yeah. But we are also going to be bringing in Cord's goalie from New Orleans, who is like a top tier goalie.
Uh, Peeping
So
real quick, Ellis Solberg.
yeah,
This is their first season.
yeah.
They completely skipped the SMJHL.
No,
No.
they didn't.
No, they didn't.
This is their first season in the majors.
I'm pretty sure
never
Ella
mind.
was like
Never mind. I'm seeing this wrong.
projected to have a shot at the rookie or not at the MVP for SMJHL last season.
Last season,
Yes.
that's right. Okay,
Ella-
this is
Ella
their first
Solberg
season
was-
in the big. Okay, they're big dogs now. It's weird because you don't see. I wish you would see like the SMJHL stats as well once you look at a player, but once you promote, I guess those stats just kind of disappear.
They disappear from this standpoint. You can find them in other ways though.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine yeah. I mean, overall,
But,
it seems
Because
pretty
I mean,
interesting.
it is under the SHL index, so it doesn't really make sense for them to.
Do SMJHL and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, overall, Minnesota's gonna do Minnesota things. With what it's looking like now, if things keep happening at the rate they've been happening this week, we might be we might be pulled up depending on if.
No, I can't see that happening. No matter
You
how
don't think
bad
so?
the team is, there's no reason to bring us up. Just because the end result is we just played for no reason, and we
Lost
have
development and
players.
whatnot.
It's not even that. Just you don't want to bring in players that unless they can actively contribute to like your top lines. If you go through the team though and sort it by TP applied rating,
Yep.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players under 300 TPE. So on the Monarchs,
Oh goodness.
on
Hold
the active major like SHL Monarchs team, not even they're up and coming.
Whew, that's
So that's why the team is in struggle bus mode.
I
Prospects
okay,
they have
I
coming
see
in though,
now.
I think you're gonna see that like next season that number is going to jump up a lot
Yeah.
because we have at least three players coming in next season that are all over almost 600 or higher, including Lewis Hall, who's at 756.
Yeah, there's going to be a big jump in quality here for Minnesota. Maybe
And-
not a gigantic jump in quality, but you won't see us at the bottom of the table. You'll probably see us around lower to mid table.
Yeah, and
Which
then
is an
also
improvement from
bringing
now.
in his goalie, who is like the number 8 goalie in the league right now on New Orleans.
Mm.
That's going to be an immediate I'm trying to find his TP. About 1070 TPE applied.
Right.
that's not bad.
No.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not
he
bad
has
at all.
1800 applied. It's a 1000 increase over our
Oh.
current starter.
I see.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Minnesota's going to be popping off a little bit here soon. It'll
when
be nice.
we are leaving the minors in 3 seasons, the team is going to be in a much better state.
Yeah, we'll be joining a full-fledged team at that point.
Yep.
Challenging from mid-table to upper mid-table. You heard it here
I
first,
could- I
folks.
could see a
Minnesota
mid-table.
Monarchs. We're gonna be a coin flip if you win or lose against us in the next couple seasons. But yeah, I think right now for Minnesota, our goal for this season is get a win, get more than 5 wins.
Our new
That'd
goal
be
is
nice.
6.
Our new goal is 6 wins. I would say
6
let's
wins.
do one better. Let's get 7 wins. We've got
Well, no,
50
6
games
is for
to
the
do it.
casino. 6
Oh,
is
for the casino.
Everybody on their over bets.
Yep. Yeah. Let's let's get it together. We got this.
Yeah, we can get 6.
But yeah, let's move on from Minnesota here. I see here in our little PDF you have the ×2 talking point. What you got going on there? What did you want to talk about there?
Well, I mean, I thought between both Minnesota and St. Louis, we would easily be able to talk about that. We kind of did. Minnesota had a brief like half a day of chaos, and after all the dust settled, we're all on board again. So that's kind of done. I mean, yeah,
So
so, I don't know. St. Louis
real
is
quick,
crushing it.
because I'm a little forgetful boy. I'm a little boy who forgets things. What is the team spotlight? So like, what is going on here?
Oh, you just you talk about a team or two in for 20-ish minutes, and yeah, that's all it is. Just to highlight a team, and and I think it's next week or the week after we'll be in group 2, and then we can talk about those teams and
So
shine a bright
what
light on them,
is?
like we're interrogating them.
I mean, we did a lot of interrogation of Minnesota today. So I mean, I think we found our times too tough. So like, what does it mean for the time? Do we get double of something, or like, are we getting paid double for talking about them, or like, what
Yeah.
is? Oh,
Yes.
oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's cool.
Hmm.
That's actually really good.
We could,
So
hey,
for the
make sure to read
next,
the forums.
I never
That's why
learned
we
how
were
to
able.
read.
That's why we got 4 million from our first one. We're actually still waiting to get paid for it second.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
Uh,
I like how all of our throats just
Yeah, no,
got
I
really
just-
dry.
I just took a sip of this PBR and it did not go it did not go down the right tube there. Let me just drink some more PBR. Fix that. Oh goodness. Oh man, I mean overall, I feel like in terms of SMJHL, we're all doing really good. SHL, there's a lot going on in the future here. I mean, let's talk about New England real quick because we've talked a boatload about Evil and I talk a boatload about us. We very rarely touch into the
So
SHL
I
life
want
of
to
you
actually
guys.
highlight a player real quick
Go for it.
on New England.
Yep.
Lewis Bellinger, one of our centers.
Yep.
So this is his third season in the SHL for the New England squad.
Yep.
And last year, he put up 44 points,
Okay.
total
I
points.
see.
Right now, he's at 27.
He's on pace for 110.
I just
Yeah.
want to bring to the attention his shooting
is
percentage right now.
killing it.
30.6. A 30% shooting average. That's ridiculous. He's netting 1 in 4 shots. He's netting more than 1 in 4 shots. It's crazy.
Oh, wow!
He's
the
netting
best part-
almost 1 in 3.
Yeah, and the
Wad-
best part is his offensive grade or game rating is only a 68.
Yeah, I mean, that's. Hold on, wait a minute.
Now I'm going to throw this out there
That's
because yes,
ridiculous.
his offensive stats are amazing. Look at the giveaways though. 31 already 31 in a quarter of the season, on pace for 100 over 120, whereas he only had 50 or what is that 88 in the previous 2 seasons combined.
Yeah, he's.
Look, you know, like I said,
Listen, you can give and you can
FHM10
take.
has to. Yeah, FHM10 has to nerf him somehow. So
Yeah,
Which-
it would be curious to see how everybody's like giveaways goes up because I think even from our guys in the juniors, I think we're going up quite significantly too.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about here. Is the new system. We've talked about it a lot in private, and we just like we text each other back and forth in regards to it. What are our real thoughts on it? Because we had 1 season with System 8, and it seems like we really like System 8. And now since we've come into System 10, it seems like everyone is not too happy about it. Everyone seems to complain about it a little bit.
I mean, it's brand new, and we've had it for all of like a week and a half. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
But it
I
was
think
supposed
there's
to
going to be
fix a lot
some
of the problem.
severe. Yeah, it's supposedly supposed to fix some of the big issues, but like it's going to take time to really tell if it has
Adjust
fixed
and
the
learn.
issues.
Now, what are the chances? So let's take a look at a hypothetical here. We sit here and we use System 10 for this season, and none of the issues are fixed. Do you think we go back to System 8 and go
No.
back to what everyone
I
used?
don't.
You don't think
I don't think we can go back once we've gone up like this.
You
So,
could, I mean, theoretically you could, but I don't see that happening because there are many reasons why the old system they wanted to get out of it. The new
I don't know.
system,
I don't know any of those or the reasons for that. Can you
So
just kind
I
of
can
explain
give
what
you
they are?
one reason that's going to be kind of funny.
All right, let's hear it.
average points scored in a game was a lot higher last year. And then,
And then
well,
Thunder Bay
Thunder
had
Bay.
that game.
Yeah, single-handedly making up for
And what
the
was that game?
decrease.
Just so everyone at home knows what that game
I don't
is.
know what you're talking about.
I think the final score was 18-2.
There
Ah,
was
that might
no
have been
double
it.
digit. There was no
Oh,
double-digit goal game against Thunder Bay.
There
No.
was no
There was
double digits game.
there was a double digit period against Thunder Bay.
Yeah, that was a
It
little
is
11
insane.
goals in the first
lies
period.
and slander, and you'll be hearing from Thunder Bay's lawyer.
uh,
So
you can't gaslight us.
Yeah.
I can try, damn it.
So bringing up what you said though, the whole scoring being higher in the previous system. I think that is going to be accurate because comparing the top team this season to the top team last season, and doing the basic math, I think it's about the same right now. The top team is Chicago with 88 goals in 17 games.
Mm.
Last season, the top team was San Francisco with 331.
Yep.
88 times 4 is about 350. So from that standpoint, I I, I don't know if scoring is going to be down as much as they expected.
Mhm.
Goal differentials, however, are definitely getting a little bit closer. I'm going to ignore Minnesota and because of their minus 261.
Yep.
But San Francisco had a plus 146 to lead the league. This season, the number one is only 37, and that's with Tampa Bay. Um, I mean, this could also just be, hey, the players have gotten better,
Yeah.
so they're performing a little bit better, or
Real
maybe
quick,
the
Evil.
goalies are regressing. Yo,
I'm just gonna spot check you real quick on your math. How the fuck did you get that so quick? Like, listen, math is not my strong suit, but just off the top of the dome, you knew that 88 times 4 was almost 350. Is ridiculous.
80. Well, 90 times 4 is 360. Take away 8.
Yeah, he's
Jesus.
got you there.
I'm dog. I'm horrible at math. Like,
Yo, I
That's
told
how
you.
I do math too.
Yeah,
dude,
statistician.
it's crazy. I'm
That's
just
how I
sitting there
know,
like this fucker can't possibly know that 88 times 4
Pulls
is
out the
350.
calculator.
I did. I pulled out the calculator, put it in. I'm like, holy shit, he's off by 2.
But that's also like when we were talking about how we're all doing. I mean, all of us are on pace, except for Tarandus, are on pace to outperform what we did last season, just simply because take our numbers multiplied by 4.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, if Thunder Bay gets it fixed, Tarandus jumps up, could probably match or beat what he had last season.
I
However,
think so.
he's
I
also
think
scoring a lot more, so he has almost 20% of the team's goals. So
Yes.
That's
so
pretty
when
good.
you
Reduction,
when you are putting,
baby.
when you're putting a fifth of your team on your back, you kind of got to think, okay, am I the problem or no?
No wonder my back's been hurting at work recently.
Yeah. But yeah, the new system, I think it all in all, it so far has been better. The scoring, I think we're gonna see. We'll probably have to look at a whole season, or even two, like maybe not even this season, because it seems like there might have been some weird quirks that happened in that first week that are gonna skew everything.
Yeah.
But going into next season with the teams a little bit more balanced, I think we're gonna see exactly what FHM 10 brings versus FHM 8. I will say the one thing that I would really like to see them fix, and I don't know if this is on the simmers or on the software, but the goalies really need to stop doing the thing where they look at the glass and try to read the play, because
Yeah, that's
it's weird that the goalies are backs to the puck and they're making these saves, but
Right.
props to them. But it does play a lot better. It gives a lot more stats, which some people like, some people hate. And then for anybody who isn't aware, if you're looking at like a game's recap, the shots on goal at the top is actually the shot attempts on goal now. It's not shots that made them like connected. You actually have to scroll down to the bottom right to see shots on goal to know exactly how many actually made it to the goalie.
yeah.
So like during preseason we had a game where one team had 101 shots on goal, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right at all. And I brought it up to Ram, and he's like, I think it's factoring in block shots and miss shots too, and that's about what it was doing. So
Yeah, I mean,
growing pains where the index needs to get just tweaked what numbers it's pulling, or they just need to change the label to shot attempts.
I think that would just be the easier thing to do is just relabel it shot attempts. So you're not
Yeah.
going back and you're pulling all these numbers and changing all these
Plus,
things just to make it make sense.
it gives more. I kind of like shot attempts because it shows a little bit better, but or how a team is shooting versus games where it's like, oh well, like in this game I just pulled up from Minnesota, they had 22 shots on goal, but they attempted 58.
Right.
So 36 were misses or blocked, and most of them were blocked. Actually, looking at that game, but yeah, it shows a better emphasis of how the defensive players are doing.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, the league seems to be in a good place. It seems like we're all relatively happy. Most of us are relatively happy with where we are, where the league is in terms of SMJHL and SHL. I think that just about covers everything for this week.
Let's scale of 1 to 10. How happy are you?
With what? Just in general, or?
How happy were you with today? Did you have a good day today?
I did have a good day today.
Yeah. Now, how happy are you with the league?
A solid 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
There you go.
Hey, I just saw, like, looking up insane stats. That lovely game, that 18-3 game, because I pulled it
That
up.
game
The
that
game
didn't
that
happen.
shall
The
not be
game that
named.
didn't happen. Yeah, one of the players in Kelowna, Mel Guola, had a double hat trick, and because it's Dirk, Dirk Dienhart had 9 assists.
Wow.
Crazy game by Dirk.
Plus 9 assists. I was just like, huh.
I think that should have triggered the league's random drug test, but that's just me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think
they're out here doping before the games against Thunder Bay.
Hey, Blitzen, if it wasn't for you and your squad, the St. Louis player would be leading in goals.
Ooh. So how
now
does
this raises the question: are Thunder Bay sandbagging, and are they being paid to do such?
Oh, that's a good
Absolutely.
point.
I think that'll have to be a talking
Nope.
point for next week. We've got to see how they do.
For the sake of integrity, my lawyer has advised me to not answer that question.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see how Thunder Bay does over this next week. We have a lovely 7 days to come back and kind of figure out where we are at tomorrow. Being
if this week was a fluke, or if it's a sign of things to come.
I
really hope it
am
isn't.
really hoping for your case that your GMs over there really aren't taking in huge money bags for some favors. And I hope that if they are, they get found out.
If Troy is getting paid, good for him. Like,
go make that bag.
I need to see that trickle down a little bit.
Yeah, right. Well, to keep our tradition going for the 3rd episode in a row.
No, please don't do
hey,
it.
Wad,
Please, no, I haven't. No.
Have you been using that Blue Chew I gave you?
No, I haven't because my sex life is so good and healthy. I don't need to use that, but what is it?
It's like steroids for your cock.
Oh,
I mean, everybody
man.
can use a little bit of juice.
That's got this whole thing.
Yeah, all right, we're killing that bit right here and now.
But no, I honestly just Jesus, how do you try to follow up
that
little
you don't
blue pills?
You don't.
But
You take the red ones.
yeah. No, it's like I think, like you said though, Wad. We're all new to this still. I would say only a month or two for all of us. I think you guys joined the day after I did.
We're all here.
Personally,
we're all just kinda hanging out.
I think this has been the greatest find that I've ever actually.
Dude, low key, it's been a
found.
lot of fun. Like overall, I'm
Yeah.
happy you introduced this league because it's given me something to kind of fill the void that the NFL offseason has left. Because now I don't have a sleeper to micromanage every day.
Oh, you want to micromanage mine? Because my lord, I'm bored.
Hell no. Doing
I got a
SHL now,
decent team.
baby.
But no, like seriously, like the people, for the most part, have been awesome. I mean, even Shawnee, who passed me up 3 times and then was upset that they
Best
couldn't get me.
decision. Nope, best decision he ever made.
Yep. I mean, something like that. No, like the from my personal, obviously, QCC, the guys that ran the World Juniors, the people who run the casino, the fantasy stuff, they've all been really, really awesome. Um, I think I think that this league is one of those where it's like if if um if they got a little bit more recruitment in, you could see more expansions coming up because I think we have the four
Right.
coming next season. I could see them getting up to a full 30 or even 32 teams.
I think so, no doubt.
Especially with seeing each draft group or draft class.
Now, are you thinking
going up.
just SHL for the 32 teams, or are you also thinking?
I think it'll probably be 30 in the majors, and I could or 30 or 32 in the majors, and I could honestly see the juniors possibly going up to 20.
Yeah.
Just to fulfill or make room.
Make room for the incoming classes.
Yeah, for all these incoming classes. Because right now, like our class was big. They said it was one of the biggest ones. We finished with 121 people.
I'm surprised that they fit as many people as they could into these teams. Like out of all of us, I did not think that the entire S81 class was going to get fit somewhere.
There's only like 20 who didn't, and most of them are sub 200. But here's the funny thing. I'm looking at season 83. They're not far behind. They have 110 people or 109 people.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
And they're still adding people every day. They just had 2 more recently.
So this makes me think: Are we looking for next season? Are we looking for a league expansion? Like, are we going to see 4 more teams join our league?
Well, you are going to see 4 more teams because those were 3 of the 4 have already been announced.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, where do we? Oh, let's leave this off with. I'll leave this off with one final question. Who do we think the last team is going to be? Where are they located? And what do you think they will be? Hawaii. Okay. Sosa. Excellent take, Sosa. Tarandus. Oh, okay. Hawaii, Ohio, Tarandus.
I mean, every team so far has really been based out of, NA. I'd love to see like a Mexico team. We've got USA, we've got Canada. Let's go south of the border a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, what's our most south team so far? Tampa Bay, basically.
Technically Texas.
We could, probably Texas, but I mean, we could theoretically get like a Mexico City team.
I'm trying to think. Is there a New York-based team? I don't think there's a New York-based team.
There is
Calgary.
Buffalo.
Oh, not Calgary. I'm fucking stupid.
Oh, Buffalo.
Yeah, Calgary, New York. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm talking in SMJHL. Do we have any New York?
Yeah, Buffalo and Manhattan.
Buffalo and Manhattan.
Oh God, that shows you how much I know about my great state.
Yep. Yeah, Manhattan.
Wait, where's the Jersey team? Do they qualify as a New York team like every
no.
other fucking Jersey team?
No, there's no Jersey team technically, but there is a New England team. So
hey, listen, if you're from New Jersey, you. And I say that with most of my family coming from New Jersey.
With malice in my heart.
Oh, I say that with hatred. Hatred and disdain in my heart.
Wow.
And you know what's funny? I'm probably going to hear about it. Easy. This is how you follow it up. Thank you everybody so much for listening to the you bastard. I hate you guys so much.
Use code LUCKY777 to get your free stuff today.
Oh man, I wonder what fun sounds and noises I'm gonna play over Evil for this entire podcast. Yeah, every time Evil just starts talking, I just censor it. It just starts censoring him out.
Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer.
Oh god.
Oh wait, I got that. Hold on, I got that for you. Don't worry.
No, please don't. I don't wanna listen to it. But yeah, so thank you everybody for listening to this episode of the Fourth Line podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shove them. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Damn, that's
If you think we should put down Greg Evil like this,
I didn't do that.
Who was that? Was that Smalls? If you think we should put down Smalls, leave a comment on this video, letting us know. And
No. Of all the ones you can't do, that's
that
the
is one that
Yeah.
you cannot do because I actively look because I live in a house with people now.
You looked.
I looked because I live with my family and it's becoming late at night. So if they were knocking on the door to tell me to shut the fuck up, I would have had to actually I would have had to respond to that.
Humiliation.
Exactly that. All right. I am Dr.
Okay.
Wad. That is Eric Sosa. That is Greg Evil. And that is Silver Tarandus. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.